know, I know some males that'll get out. You don't own nothing. You paying up a sale, and you know, then they'll take them around or whatever and take them. They've never been to Chickamauga or to Howard, nowhere. You know, Erie. You know, nowhere. They haven't been
even go get
past the corner where they're at.
Yeah.
So to expose them to that, you know, expose them to those kind of things, and to let them know, no, you don't. What are you fighting over? You know, you hustling, doing this or that. That's not what it's about.
Okay, I just want to hi, my name is Yanni. I have a cheerleading organization that's here. Let me tell you, it's the kids want to go out. They want to go because I have a group of girls. I have 112 girls. That's what you heard us screaming in there. And I separate them by dates. I put them in my car. I take them to my home. We do things. It's not the kids. They want to go. I have girls from 18 down to 3 years old. They want to go. But I've had a mom today. Well, if you don't pick her up, she's not coming. And I said, my car is full. I got 7 kids in there. I'm not supposed to have 7 kids. I have a car. I said, I can't get her today. Well, she just ain't coming. So this child who's still here waiting on me to take her home after this is done said, Miss Yanni, can you please, on her own called me, can you please come get me? I dropped her off. I went and got her. She said, this weekend, can I come stay the night at your house? I live in Wheatfield. I said, okay, fine, you can come stay the night with my daughter, you're in the same. I just don't want to be in Buffalo because the boy next door got killed the other day. I said, well, who's the boy? And I talk to her mother all the time. No one ever told me this. It's not the kids. I'm telling you, it's the parents. The mothers, the fathers, they're just like, if you do it, that's fine, but I don't have time because I got to go work this minimum wage job so I can provide for my children. So they're doing the best that they can do too. And as a business owner, because I own a business as well, if we're only paying our employees, which are the people in this room, $7.25 and $8.25, they can't afford to be out of this community. The 1 for 2 and 5 where they're at.
But we want to refer those parents to those agencies that have that expertise, because some of the parents just don't want to hear it.
Right.
And they, you know, it's exactly what Ayana said. You come get her. You know, if you want her to be a part of your program, then you come get her. I don't have time for that. I got to do X, Y, and Z. So, you know, those are the parents that, you know, if they don't want to receive, we can't force them. You're not going to force a 30-year-old, 40-year-old, whatever. You're not going to force them to be a part of a program. You're not going to do it, not at this stage, because that's all they know. But we can show them. We can show them that there's something better. Just like we're showing their girls, and their girls or their boys can go back and say, Mom, I was with a group of women, and they're doing X, Y, and Z, and we went to Rochester. And we spent the day in Rochester, and we went to Popeye. And we did whatever. We went to the mall, or we went to the museum, or whatever the case may be. You know, we have to do that. That's why we're here today.
You know, messages in the media and all of that these poor girls are given about their bodies and how they use them. I think a lot of it is also the sexual abuse that is taking place with these young girls. I mean, it is just so rampant across every board, no matter what community you are in. And I think more people would be surprised to know how many of our young boys, even just as much, if not more so, than the young girls are suffering, and they tend to suffer more quietly and silently because it's different for women than it is for boys, and boys are confused at 12 and 13 years old when somebody is molesting them. Their body reacts because that's what their body does, and that's confusing to them. You know,
we need to be very careful what we say to our children, because come to find out, this girl was living with her grandmother because her mother had lost her job, and the grandma was very abusive to her, telling her she should kill herself. She's nothing. She's never going to be amount to nothing. She's a W. You know, some of you may say H, but it's W, and you know, stuff like that. And this girl was so depressed. And this is a girl who is 13 years old. And I identified that spirit the Friday night, but to pinpoint exactly what was going on, I couldn't do that unless speak with her one-on-one the next day. And when she told me what she was facing as a 13-year-old from her grandmother, that broke my heart, because there we are supposed to be protecting these babies, and we are putting curses upon them. Now, she, if she had not met me, able to talk some sense into her and say, well, you don't have to accept that because you're not a W. You're not worthless. Who knows where they can take this girl?
These kids, it's like, well, if you've been to jail, like, well, I'm only gonna be there for like a day. They gonna keep me for a day. It might be like petty larceny. Like, I'm gonna be out. Wow. And that's where, for me, facial expressions are like, what, like, and I'm like, I'm not going to jail. Like, I'm just not. And I tell them that, like, I'll be sincere with them. Listen, maybe you like going to jail, but I'm not going to jail.
It's not cute.
Yeah,
I always tell them I don't look good in one color.
Yeah, but when I learned about foil bags, and I learned that they're profiling people in the store, like they know. Oh, let me just help you with where you gonna take foil in the bag and you go in so the sensors don't go up.
Because the Bible says words are power and they have life. From the time they come out of your mouth, you can't take them back. Look, the devil is just sitting at our mouth waiting for us to open and say something. And from the time we open, bam, he's gone with it. And he put things into action. So when we see these girls acting out, fighting and LGBT, whatever it is, this is not something that just happened. Right. These are words that were spoken. So we need to be very careful and very accountable as parents, aunts, uncles, whatever. And speak life instead of death to these children, because that's what we're going to get.
It was like, Miss, I stole this whole outfit.
Oh my God.
The store is stupid for leaving. This one didn't even have a tag on, so I just took the thing off. I mean, I had to keep my face from, like, wow.
Just listening to how crafty our children are and how smart they are, I just got to tell y'all, before I bought my house, I lived on Highgate Avenue, and the kids across the street from me taught my kids how to make a bomb, how to blow things up using Drano and some other bathroom products, putting it in a plastic bag, and if it hits, like if it compressed or hit against something, it would cause an explosion. So our kids are brilliant. They are brilliant. They can do anything. They just
chemistry and math right there.
Exactly. And it needs to be, we got to hone in on those skills, on those things, and direct them in the right way. Because if a lot of these criminals were doing things for the good, our community would be amazing. It would be awesome. So just thinking about what we as individuals can do in our own areas and with our own passions, how we can make a difference. I think this is what the purpose of this meeting was. And Michelle, I thank you. Jazzy, I thank you. You guys, I'm sorry that I have to leave out, but if there's anything that I can do, you all know how to find me.
And I know we're here for girls, and I have sons. And it's just warming my heart that these young men are sitting here, because I don't know how many of you remember, but before the girl brawl, the boys that been in high school, my alma mater, beat down that man. So that was a picture that we saw. Then we saw the girls, and now everybody is out of control. Well, our boys need us as well. Oftentimes folks will say, oh, he's a boy, go ahead. We'll take care of our girls. That's how my mama raised us. She got to stay in the house and clean. But Myron, Michael, you're going to do what you got to do. Myron and Michael needed love and guidance just like Michelle and Natasha. So I know we're here for our girls, and while we're coming together and we're putting all these ideas together and we're getting these resources, I don't want us to forget at all ever in life about the boys, because they need us too.